Good morning, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Kiwanis Connects. I'm Aaron Phillips, coming to you live from the WWDBTV studios in the heart of Las Vegas, Nevada. A toasty Las Vegas, 90 degrees today. We may see triple digits this weekend. Batten down the hatches, put away the winter parkas. We are ready for swim weather. That is until the water gets up to 85 degrees. Then I'll be swimming. As you see on the screen, she is the leader of the Calneva District. She is the one, the only Governor Val. Good morning, Gov. How are you this morning?
Aloha. And I think we're going to have you beat out here in Turlock because that's where I am right now. I think we're scheduled to hit 93 degrees.
Wow. You have your suntan lotion and like shades ready and umbrellas?
I've already got enough tan to last me the season. So
Rick Upchurch has that same problem on our other show. Anyway, well, just be safe out there because when it gets hot, people forget to adjust to the heat. Drink water, stay hydrated, and if you don't have to be outside for any extended period of time, don't. Just watch yourself and listen to your body. I just want to thank everybody who's tuning in right now on any of our Facebook channels. Could be the Kiwanis Connects channel or WWDBTV's Facebook channel. Now, if you like YouTube, that's cool. We got you covered. You can go to YouTube under those same channels, the Kiwanis Connects channel or the WWDBTV channel. Well, if you're on the go right now, as it is 9 o'clock Pacific, school, work, everybody's getting started. That's okay. Take us on the go because for all your Android users, download WWDBTV. If you got an Apple product, iPhone, whatever it is, if you got a Pear or Cherry, I don't care if it's an Apple. See what I did there? Sorry, I think I hurt my back reaching for that one. Anyway, WWDBTV LV is what you need to download. And also, too, if you forget all of that, if you have Roku, download the WWDBTV channel there. Rewatch any show of Kiwanis Connects because God knows we got a lot of plenty. That's not good English. We have a lot of shows, a plethora of shows, not only on Kiwanis Connects, but all the plethora of shows that WWDB-TV and the content that it can offer for your entertainment. And of course, if you want to call us, 702-992-3207. I'm tired. I'm going to go take a nap now. So, Gov, how was your week since we last talked?
Oh, my goodness. I had the best weekend last weekend. I was at the Key Club Decon. Wow.
Yeah.
Over 800 students cheering and laughing, and we had the International Key Club president there. It was huge. And so I'm still in recovery mode.
So if I ask you, hey, Governor Val, how do you feel? I probably won't get the response I want, right?
You're going to get, I feel tired. Oh, so tired. My back hurts. My head aches.
See, I kind of expected that. I just want to welcome everybody on board. You're filling up the chat room. Thank you so very much. Delia's out there. John, Herman, Leanne, thank you so much for filling in the chat room. Please share the feed on Facebook or whatever social media platform. Put your comments in there. If you're on YouTube watching us, like I believe John usually does, although it looks like he's in Facebook today, put your comments in there on YouTube. We will get them. John will grab them. John, our producer, JPEG will get them, and we'll be able to see them. Now, today's show is all about the Kiwanis Family House, right, Gov?
It is. And, we've had this guest before. Both of the guests have been here before. But it was in the very beginning of how we started this program. And I am so glad to invite them back. They both just bring a smile to my face, and they're such a delight. So it's fabulous.
Well, joining us here, Paula Kelly. She is the executive director, I believe I have her title right there, the Kiwanis Family House. She brings years of experience, 2 decades of serving victims of domestic violence and sexual abuse or sexual violence, I'm sorry. And also your current Lieutenant Governor 19, right? He's wearing multiple hats. Mr. Michael Early joins us. Guys, come on in. Bring him in there, Mr. John, if you would. Good morning and welcome again, folks.
Good morning. Thank you, Aaron and Val. Hi, Paula.
Nice to see you both, or all 3 of you.
Well, there you go. This is like a mini Hollywood Squares game. So
yes.
It's like the Brady Bunch. Anyway, well, good to see you. Exactly. Right, exactly. See if you can give somebody below you like a wet willy or something.
I have to go next to me.
There you go. Michael's got it. Excellent. Excellent. You guys can all be weather people because you know which way to point. I'm still learning because I don't know. Anyway, listen, when we talked last time, Governor Val, listen, everybody loved the show about the Kiwanis Family House and what it brings. I know today we have a lot of visuals that we're going to offer to folks to really see a different perspective of what we talked about last time, right, Val?
Absolutely. And I know Paula says she's going to give us that visual tour with a discussion about the Kiwanis Family House, because not many of us have had the opportunity to come up and actually take a tour on the weekday or weekend. So I'm so glad you brought all of that with you. And I know Michael is a relatively new board member who's made a huge impact. So that's one of the reasons why we thought pairing you guys together today would be just fabulous.
And Michael should be used to virtual tours, right? I bet as a real estate agent, you do that a lot.
Oh, a lot.
So we have at the time we go to our break, ladies and gentlemen, we have about a 1.5 minute video introducing Kiwanis Family House about what it is. And then when we come back from that break, we have a plethora, that's twice now, plethora of pictures 3 times from that video, so that Michael and Paula can really explain kind of what we're looking at, the rooms and the property. So I have to tell you, Governor Val, I took a little sneak peek, and I'll tell you what, the facility looks tremendous, except for one thing. My brick is not on the ground yet, as I just found out. The brick that I bought 8-9 years ago is still not produced in the trail yet.
It's not in the path yet.
But you do know that that's not Paula's fault. So I'm looking at the little square.
Paula, I don't know.
But she's going to make it better.
Oh, I know she is. But I'm excited to have done that and support the Kiwanis Family House for that. But anyway, listen, we have about just under 10 minutes before our first break. So Val, why don't we give a soft introduction, a little more detail, let Paul and Michael kind of intro everything, and then we'll get rocking from there. Go ahead, Val.
Sounds really good. My very first tour of the Kiwanis Family House left me with the wow factor, because a number of us actually work in Ronald McDonald Homes and special other facilities, and people always say, oh, they're just the same. But, Paula, as I set you up for where you're going, can you please share with us what you think makes the Kiwanis Family House special and unique?
I think the greatest gift that Kiwanis Family House gives to families is that we really do focus on whole families. It doesn't matter who you are caring for that's in the hospital, or if it's yourself that's the patient. You are eligible to stay in the Kiwanis Family House. We have a guest who was here over Easter, and they were here supporting their 90-year-old neighbor because that neighbor didn't have anybody else. And so they spent their Easter with us, a gentleman and his very young son, so that they could help someone in their neighborhood. And I think that's really what makes Kiwanis Family House special. Is it's not just about caring for sick people, it's really about building a community around people, and we try to make sure that we keep that community intact for everybody that comes here.
I was just here in Turlock yesterday, and I was driving around, and I have this great big K on the back of my car, and this man walked up to me, and I was like, oh, please, not a stalker. And he really wasn't. He just said, I want to shake your hand and thank you for the Kiwanis Family House. And I'm like, I'm in the middle of Turlock. I don't know many people. But he said, my son was at the UC Davis Medical Center, and if it wasn't for the Kiwanis Family House, I wouldn't have been able to be beside my son on my son's side for 4 weeks. Yeah. So I am beholden to Kiwanis. How do I join? And he's going to become a member of our greater Turlock Club because of what you all do. And so how can clubs get more involved? How can we as individual Kiwanians help you guys out? Because that kind of response, that's all the Kiwanis goodness all wrapped into one.
Yeah. I like to say the easiest way is to add me to your mailing list, because where my office is at the Kiwanis Family House, I am right by intake. And so when I'm listening to where people are coming from, I'm going right to that Kiwanis Club's website. If they have a club in their community, I'm printing out their newsletter and I'm slipping it under people's doors, or I'm giving it to people when they check in so that they know when they go home that there's a Kiwanis Club that they can connect to, whether it's just to say thank you or just to say hi or learn more about what the clubs are and what they do. So add me to your mailing list, because that's the gift that I can give back to Kiwanians all over who don't even know that they're involved in the Kiwanis Family House, to be honest.
That's that's a, that's a great idea. I love that, taking advantage of the relationship that way. Michael, let me turn to you with a question. If I heard the introduction correctly, you are a relatively new board member of the Kiwanis Family House. Is that correct?
Yeah, I just am on a few months on now. I was at a meeting, VCon or Icon, I forget which one it was, and I was just waiting to go into a room, and I started talking to Paula just because I had nothing else to do. And I was just absolutely gobstruck. It's a good word for you. Um, with the whole concept, the whole idea. I had a child who was sick, and expenses are like so heavy when you have a sick child or a sick family member. You just can't afford to go to hotels. So you end up driving back home, like with a kid from Davis to LA, sick in the back of the car because you can't afford it. And the idea that, better together, that these families are there. And, I'm a big recruiting person. I like to recruit people into the Kiwanis. And it's huge for me to talk about Kiwanis House as, now we don't just help kids, we help everyone, we help families, we help neighbors. And that opens the horizon. People say, oh, I'd be interested in that. I talked to our clubs about it, and, I've been in the Kiwanis Club for not many years, but a few years, and I never even heard of the family house. And the more that I talk to people about what they're doing, it's easy to get them to give $1,000 per club or $500 per club, which is desperately needed because a lot of these people come there, they can't afford it, and they don't pay, or they pay very little. And so our clubs can be the ones, and it's not just people in Davis. It's people come from San Diego or from Las Vegas. They come from all over the place to have things done, and we don't discriminate about where you're from. It doesn't have to be from Davis. It can be from a lot of different places.
It's so great to hear that. I want to ask you guys a question. Obviously, you joined the board for a reason. I want to talk about the mission for a second. Paul, if you could, let's recap what the mission statement is, and I'd like Michael to comment on that as well as you about the mission statement of the Kiwanis Family House, if you would.
So our mission was revised when I came on because I really wanted our mission to be rooted in our values. So our mission is to create community around people impacted. I was focused on something else. To build community, a supportive and healing community around people impacted by medical crisis at UC Davis Medical Center and Shriners Hospital for Children in Northern California. So we do that by providing low-cost housing for people. And it costs $50 a night to stay at the Kiwanis Family House. Now, to put that into perspective, we have a Marriott, a beautiful Marriott, walking distance from the Kiwanis Family House, and they charge $200 a night. And the average chemotherapy treatment at UC Davis is 49 days. So just to stay at the Marriott is almost $10,000. And I know, because I've seen it, that people will sleep in their cars because they can't afford not even one night at the Marriott. And so our job in building community is really eliminating barriers for people to get their treatment, because we believe that Kiwanis Family House is really at the foundation of eliminating health access barriers and helping families heal together, because the research shows that when families stay together and when they can be informed about medical care, there's less readmission into the hospital. People are healing faster. And we see that because people are checking out earlier than expected, sometimes by several days. And we love to see that because that means we can help more people.
Absolutely. One of the things that I think is so unique about the Kiwanis Family House is that you allow for RV parking.
Mm-hmm. We do. We have 6 full service spaces in the back of our facility. And we had 2 years ago, when I first got here, we had a guest stay for 260 days getting outpatient treatment for leukemia. And they were able to stay in their RV for that whole time. And they only paid $1,100 for that stay. for that whole almost full year of service that we provided.
Wow.
And they were able to save money, and they were able to get well and do treatment on their terms, which was amazing for us to watch.
Right on. I'm going to hold the conversation right there because we are up against our first break. So, ladies and gentlemen, you are watching Kiwanis Connects. Today's focus is the Kiwanis family house. As we go to break, please keep your eyes on the screen because we're going to share about a 1.5-minute video of Kiwanis family house. Kiwanis Connects. We'll be right back. All right, we're back there. John enjoyed the video so much he was about to replay it again, which is okay. That's a beautiful, I gotta say, that's a great, great video of the facility. Real quickly, how big is the facility overall in terms of square footage? Give us a idea of size.
It's 25,000 square feet.
Wow. And how many rooms does that accommodate?
It's 32 rooms, each with 2 beds, and then we have 4 rooms that have 3 beds in them.
Wow. I'm speechless when I see that, Governor Val, to know that Kiwanis's name is on the marquee at the beginning of the video when you pull up, and we're part of that legacy of support. That's got to put a smile on anybody's face who's watching it. I got goosebumps going up my back watching that video.
Absolutely. It's like one of the things every time I drive into town and I see that, it's like I will make an effort to just go by because it's one of the most incredible Kiwanis projects that I have ever seen. And I travel all over the world, and to see that, and it just brings me absolute joy. But, the video, I don't think does complete justice to what's available at the Kiwanis family house. And I know, Michael and Paula, you brought some pictures with you. Do you want to kind of do those up, and you guys can walk us through what the rooms are, what's available there?
There we go. Take it away.
Oh, nicer than my bathroom.
One of the bathrooms, every room has a private bathroom, so guests can attend to their medical needs, because not only do we provide housing, but we really want to build dignity into the process for people that are going through things that they don't often choose to go through. And so to make it as comfortable as possible, and yes, it is a little bit industrial, it has to be, but these rooms are sponsored by Kiwanis clubs, and they come in and they freshen up the towels and the paint and the bedding. So Kiwanians have their hands in this house all the time to make our guests feel like they're home, because for some people, they have to be. All of our guests have access to a common kitchen. You can see we have mini fridges, and every room gets a fridge and a cabinet so they can keep their food, make their food. The stoves were donated. We got all new stoves last year from the Sac Suburban Kiwanis Club as part of their anniversary gift to us. So we make sure that guests can cook the food of their culture or that they're just comfortable with it. Not everything has to come from a bag while they're getting treatment. This is one of 2 outdoor atriums that we have here. And the great thing about this atrium and both of our atriums is we do serve quite a few children from the Mind Institute that have autism. And sometimes and I have a 7-year-old who's autistic and he likes to run. And I'll tell you, he's fast. And so this area gives us an opportunity to have our children who need to just be active, but in the most safe way. They can get out in these atriums and run and run and run, and there'll never be an option for them to get into the street or for their parents not to be able to keep up with them because they can't get out, but they can be outdoors.
Paul, I want to ask you a question about that picture, and I was laughing about it at the top of the show. I see bricks there, and even with my bad eyesight, I could tell there's some sort of inscriptions on there. There you go. Thank you. So talk about those if you would.
So these bricks were the foundation of building the Kiwanis family house. It was one of the very first things that we did to fundraise. We continue to sell these bricks. They're $100, and we get them engraved. We generally order about 2 or 3 batches a year, so it does take a little bit of time. And we get them engraved. As soon as we get the bricks in, we lay them in the path. And this is really important. A lot of people look at these bricks and they just know how much support they have in the community, whether it's here or not. So I love looking at these bricks. And I have a favorite brick in the brickyard in the path, and it says, "Help, I'm trapped in a brick." And last summer, the person who bought that brick, the woman who bought that brick, who's now in her 30s, bought that brick as an 8th grader and came and took a picture with it. And I was so thrilled. I have that picture on my computer.
Wow.
Yeah.
Thanks,
John. It's the best presentation of KFH I've seen in 38 years, too. So this is off of the kitchens. We also have 2 common area dining spaces. And this is where the magic happens, folks, at KFH. Families can convene together and really talk about what they're going through. And chances are they're sitting in this dining room with another family who's been through exactly what they've been through or who knows what they're up against. And when I say Kiwanis Family House builds community, this is what I mean. I've had the opportunity to sit here in these dining rooms and have lunch, dinner, and breakfast with so many of the guests, just really helping people, again, get through what they need to get through and help them know that they're supported. So this is one of, again, 2 common areas. So people don't always want to be in their room. They just want a place to relax and play games and do puzzles. This is also a spot that we use for folks who are coming from the hospital who just want to hang out for the day. They just want someplace different to be that's not the hospital, or they're coming to do their laundry or make a meal. We try to make our common spaces as comfortable as possible, whether you're staying at the house or coming from the hospital just for the day.
You know, I actually had the opportunity to just sit and hang out and talk with people as they came in and out. And that's when I realized how much a bonding experience it is for people that are staying there. So not only are you staying in your bedroom, but when you come out, people really want to connect with others. And you provide that space, which is beautiful.
We do. And this
Paula, before you move on, I don't know if you can see the question there on screen. Yes. Christina von Lindenberg wants to know how much the cost of a brick is.
The bricks are $100, and you can purchase them from our website. Under the donate section, there's a how you can help, and you can buy a brick, and you can fill out the form, and it comes right to me. So they're $100.
And the web address is
KiwanisFamilyHouse.org.
All right.
Yes. So this is a typical room. 2 beds, decorated, painted by Kiwanians, kept up by Kiwanians. We just want people to be comfortable.
Do you have any bedrooms that still need to be adopted?
We do. So the cost of a bedroom adoption is $25,000 over 5 years. So it's a $5,000 donation a year for 5 years. We have 6 rooms left that need to be adopted. This room is adopted by Maida Subaru. For those of you that live in the Sacramento area, Maida Subaru does their Share the Love event every year at the holiday time, where you can donate $250 to one of 3 charities, 2 national and 1 local. For our Maida Subaru, we are the local charity. We have been for 3 years now. So they came in and they shared the love, and they decorated their Subaru room in a star theme to match their logo. So we loved spending time with the folks at Maida, and we love that they came in and took time.
I'm going to do a
These are-
shameless plug. I
Right.
just need to do that shameless plug because with the last Subaru that I bought with Subaru, you can actually designate, it doesn't need to be a 501c3 in your local area. So if any one of you in the Kiwanis family buys a Subaru, you can designate to the Kiwanis Family House as a recognized 501c3 from anywhere.
Yes, thank you for that.
Mhm.
And this is actually, I took this picture yesterday. So we have 4 RVs out there right now. Just people who are just comfortable being in their own spaces and not having to be in the house. But we do have an RV bathroom, so that if they want to come in and take a shower and, not be in their RV, we have a space for them to do that as well.
Paula, can you talk to them about the big day of giving, and also how they can donate? For instance, they can buy toilet paper or whatever whatever they want to buy as a club, as a project, they can do that.
Yeah. So I know that I have that coming up.
Okay.
We have it on the agenda. But you know what he brought? Since Michael brought it up, feel free if you want to jump in now. Let's talk about it.
Yeah. So we do at the Kiwanis Family House, we do one major fundraiser a year, and that is our annual Big Day of Giving. And the Big Day of Giving actually happens over 4 counties in Northern California. This year, there are over 750 nonprofits participating. And it's just like Giving Tuesday. If you're familiar with what Giving Tuesday is after Thanksgiving, it's a big social media campaign to raise funds for the Kiwanis Family House. And the last year, our goal was $75,000. And we raised $132,000 in 24
Wow.
hours.
Excellent.
And
Great.
of the over 700 nonprofits that participated, Kiwanis Family House came in 11th, friends.
Wow.
11th place. And so it really is the one time a year that we make an effort to help raise unrestricted money to help pay for families that can't afford to stay. And so on average, we're giving away about $200,000 a year in free stays. And we have to make that up somehow, because while it's a wonderful thing to do, we still got to keep the doors open. So we participate in Big Day of Giving. It's really successful. And I always like to say to folks, there are so many more ways to give than just giving your money. While I love it and it keeps the doors open, we serve 1,500 people a year. And that 1,500 people means at least 3,000 people, because it's 1,500 direct referrals. And what I like to say is 3,000 people is a lot of butts.
Mm-hmm.
And we had a lot of toilets at Kiwanis Family House. And so if I don't have to buy toilet paper every week, it really goes a long way to providing service. If I don't have to buy toilet bowl cleaner, if I don't have to buy sponges, paper towels, dish soap, laundry detergent, those are all things that clubs can go to they can go to Costco.com or Walmart.com and have those things sent directly to Kiwanis Family House, because every penny that I can save in supplies, I can use to help support a family that can't afford to stay. I can stop a family from sleeping in their car.
There was a question, I don't know if you saw pop up in the chat. Well, somebody just said the capacity of the house, but there was a question about average vacancy rate. I don't know if you saw that.
I did. So our capacity is at 98% about every single day of the year.
Wow.
So we're always full. We always have a wait list. We can house, like I said, well, I say 32 families, but right now it's only 31 because I have a room offline for a really specific reason. But we can house 32 families plus the 6 RV spots. And when I tell you that we have a waiting list every day, we have a waiting list every day, except for Christmas, because UC Davis likes to give people a break the week over the week of Christmas. So folks aren't here. There's generally nobody here on Christmas Day. People are home and celebrating, but the day after New Year, we're back to full capacity.
Wow.
Michael, let me ask you this question about the future of the Kiwanis Family House. What do you see happening for the organization as a now board member of the organization, let's say in the next 5 years? What's your magic 8 ball say?
I would love to see us expand elsewhere, to serve other hospitals, other areas, if possible in the future. I really would like to see a lot more clubs involved. I'd like to see a lot more clubs. If you have a fundraiser and you just put down pancake breakfast, people are going to come maybe to eat pancakes, but if you put down pancake breakfast to serve the Kiwanis Family House, they'll come more and they'll ask you about the family house. We can provide all the clubs with marketing material, everything you need to market your event. But I'm telling you, by asking people to come for a certain reason, it makes them understand what the Kiwanis Club is doing. It's like people don't know what the Kiwanis is, and so we need to show them what we're doing. And we can show them by saying, "Come for the Kiwanis Family House," and then when they get there, we can have these videos, we can have these photographs, and we can provide them information. And I use it for a recruiting tool, but it's important that the public in general knows what we're doing. And I really would love to see us expand the house to other areas.
You say that, and I look at where you're located. And so, why are we in Sacramento and we have a board member that's in El Segundo, which is in Southern California? For those people in the north who don't know where El Segundo is, tell me a little bit about that. Yes, as I'm doing my forms.
So, Kiwanis Family House, interestingly, for those of you who don't know, we don't serve Sacramentans. We don't do it. People have to come from 35 miles away at minimum to stay at the Kiwanis Family House. We served people from all but 3 counties in California last year. So people are coming from all over the state. We served folks from 21 different states in the country last year. So the reason we have board members in El Segundo and Santa Ana, and I'm working on someone in Huntington Beach, is because these are where people come from. These are the communities that we need to uplift and steward into the mission of Kiwanis Family House, because people are staying here from your home, from Nevada, from Las Vegas. We get so many people from Reno, from Vegas, so many people from Redding and Shasta and LA and Orange County, from Bakersfield and Fresno. They're coming from all over the state. And so if I can, again, we go back to the mission of building community. And the only way we can do that is to continue to spread the word about Kiwanis Family House in the communities where people are coming from.
Sounds to me like you've mentioned Nevada, Las Vegas quite a few times since we've opened the show about the families that you serve. Sounds to me like somebody from Southern Nevada needs to become a member of that board, since we have a big piece of the pie there. Just a thought. I know our current lieutenant governor is watching, so I don't know what that process is, but someone in Southern Nevada that has probably a loud enough voice might be helpful to the cause. So
yes, absolutely. We have a few board openings coming up, and my goal is to steward some folks from outside of the area, because our board has historically been comprised of people who are in Division 7, Division 44. And in order to do the kind of dreaming that I'm doing, in order to see those dreams come true, I need people from all over the district.
Absolutely. Herman,
I know somebody.
Quiet over there. Does he have a voice?
Yes.
He has a voice.
He has a good voice.
Okay. And a face for radio. But anyway, well, not right now. I'm gonna ask the questions in the chat room, then we're gonna step aside for another break. So Herman asks that the Kiwanis family house was constructed to allow another floor to be added. Do you guys see that as a goal in the future?
Herman, my goal is to open a second and third location.
All right. Well,
it's to expand our services beyond UC Davis, to expand our services beyond Shriners. There are so many more hospitals that need our support, and I want to get there.
Right on. Sounds good.
That's a great dream.
We're going to stop right there for our next break. We have a few bills to pay. When we come back, more with our guests about the Kiwanis family house. We also, don't forget, we have On the Road with Val coming up. Let's see where she's heading coming up soon. You're watching Kiwanis Connects. We will be right back. International is a global community of clubs, members, and partners dedicated to improving the lives of children, one community at a time. Today, we stand with more than 550,000 members, from K-Kids to Key Club to Kiwanis, for all ages in over 80 countries around the world. Each community has different needs, and Kiwanis empowers members to pursue creative ways to serve the needs of children, such as fighting hunger, improving literacy, and offering guidance. Kiwanis clubs host nearly 150,000 service projects each year. For more information, visit www.kiwanis.org. All right, welcome back to Kiwanis Connects. That commercial you just saw, ladies and gentlemen, that is the commercial that you can have personally customized for your club from beginning to end, or we could just tack on, Kiwanis Family House at the end, something like that. And all of those contributions do go to Governor Val to help support the continuation of this show, which has been vital for information this year in promoting Kiwanis in our district and all the other great people and service projects that we brought since October 1st. Thank you for watching. Maritza asks, what does opening a new location cost?
I would love to give you an answer to that. But it varies by location. It varies not only by the cost of real estate, but what kind of location we want. So every opportunity we get, it would be great if we could get $2 billion from Bill Gates. But every opportunity we get, and I've been talking to Michael about this for the last several weeks now, is we need to have steering committees. We need to have a committee of champions, because that's how this Kiwanis family house happened. It was a committee of champions. And so we have already thought about a small steering committee in the South. There's 4 people right now that are really interested in being on that committee, because feasibility studies have to happen. Maybe 5 people. Feasibility studies have to happen. We have to look at what site makes the best sense. Is it a scattered site model where we have different mini houses on a campus? Is it a hotel conversion? Is it building from the ground up? And so there's no one good answer. It just depends on what the market dictates wherever we decide to land.
And now is amazingly a great opportunity, because there are a couple of college campuses in the South that were private campuses that are going into bankruptcy over the next 6 months. And so if they already have residence halls, they already have the medical facilities and small cottages, I think that works really well in the model. So I know Michael was pointing upwards, and I definitely want to be a part of that.
Oh, I got it right the first time.
Yeah. So, but I just think that in order to achieve the big dream, you have to think big and you have to ask big. Mm-hmm. And so thank you so much for putting that out there, because as we're dripping it, maybe there's someone that doesn't have any children out there that has an estate in Southern California, in Nevada, in Hawaii even, that they would like to give to us, that has that kind of space. Those kind of things will, I think, help you reach your next goal. Mm-hmm. And I'm very excited about that.
Also, I would like in Southern California, we have such a plethora of you know of music artists and film people, and I would like to find people who know, or just companies. If you know a company who would like to sponsor part of the build, or an artist who's willing to get behind it and put their name out there to help us fundraise, I think that we should be using that connections that we have in LA or in the Southern California area. I think a lot of money that we can get, which will flow into this place, and then possibly also we can use up north. So I think it's time for us to expand. I know my club, I just put the idea out there, and they're ready to jump in right now. So,
which is fantastic, absolutely fantastic. Because one of the things, most people don't want to just fundraise to fundraise anymore. They don't want to just send out that beer money that someone asked for at a baseball game, or to watch someone on YouTube walk laps. This is a real big deal, and part of it is because it fits into the fabric of Kiwanis. And I just was at the Key Club Decon this past weekend, and their district convention was amazing. They fundraised over $170,000, and part of that's going towards pediatric trauma prevention. And I know that what you do is core to pediatric trauma prevention, and also expediting the care that kiddos need. But I haven't been able to verbalize it well, so that's why I'm so glad you're able to be here to help verbalize how you fit into that Kiwanis fabric.
Yes, PTP has been at the core of Kiwanis forever. And while UC Davis, we don't have a PTP partner here in Northern California. When you think about pediatric trauma, there are many levels of prevention. There's primary prevention, which we all hope to be in. But then there's secondary prevention, which is really where Kiwanis Family House fits in. We don't want trauma to happen again. We want people to heal. And so being able to provide that service to mitigate trauma, to be a safety factor in people's journey, because we're not just we serve a lot of pediatric oncology patients, but we also serve a lot of pediatric burn patients. And Shriners Hospital for Children in Northern California has one of the leading pediatric burn institutes in the country. And so we get to see those kids and those families receive education and receive support that they're going to need for a lifetime. And they are always welcome at Kiwanis Family House to share that story, because again, in building community, when we talk about secondary prevention, one burn patient to another burn patient, one burn family to another burn family, those are the connections that people need to make, because it really is about prevention. It's about community, and Kiwanis Family House fits in that model so well. That we need to be part of that PTP program, and people need to understand that that's really what we do.
Leanne just dropped into the chat room. Her service this summer will be helping get all bricks placed and mapped. So Leanne, if my brick should ever arrive someday soon, please hold a very prominent spot for my brick whenever it gets in your hands. So no, but seriously. And then Christina von Lindenberg here in Southern Nevada says, Paula, looking forward to you being our speaker in July at the Centennial Hills Club here in Vegas, which I think will be great to have you out here and to spread the word. Pediatric trauma, you guys said it best, is that, I mean, for as long as I've been involved in the K family since the care of pediatric trauma has, like you guys said, always has been at the forefront of protecting our future, basically. The people that are served at the Kiwanis Family House, though, and I want to just clarify this, since we're talking about PTP, you're not just servicing pediatric trauma families. This is everybody across the board.
Mm-hmm. Correct.
Okay, so I want to just clarify that, because we got into talking about that. This is any family in need, regardless of age, that qualifies and can take advantage of the service that the house provides is what they're looking to support. So, Governor Val, throw it back to you.
Well, thank you for bringing it back home on that, because I think sometimes people think, oh, it's just for parents of people that have kiddos that are at UC Davis, or it's just for littles that need to have a place to stay because there's a single parent while another parent's there. And so tell us a little bit about some of those, where some of those guests come from. You had said they come from 21 states and all that, but is it more than just the family care kind of situation?
It really is. It's some people do come by themselves. We had a guest, I'm going to show you, he just left me a note, Larry from Michigan. He came from Michigan to have a specialized back surgery at UC Davis. And he spent 10 days here, and by 3 days after his back surgery, he and I were walking laps around the Kiwanis family house so that he could rehab. And one of the things that we did is because he was so interested in Kiwanis and he'd never heard of Kiwanis before. And then he went onto his community's website and searched up his local Kiwanis club. But we spent days just talking about what Kiwanis is. And, you know, he had to leave while I was out of town. So he left me this nice note and a cute mug to thank me for just spending time with him. I had the benefit of meeting Elaine from Maine, and she'd been coming to the house, I know, for a long time. And Elaine from Maine and I discovered that we were neighbors in Maine. Like, she didn't live very far from me when I lived on the East Coast. So it really, and she was here supporting her elderly husband. So we really do, like I said, we had someone here over Easter supporting their neighbor. But we have so many intact families that come just so they can be together, because especially when their kids are sick or when their spouses are sick.
I want to just kind of stop the conversation right there. We need to step aside for our last break of the show. Just want to remind everybody of some contact information. If you are interested in taking advantage of the Kiwanis commercial, just simply send me an email, KiwanisConnectsInfo@gmail.com. And then also, too, if you want to reach out to Paula, it is pkelly, KELLEY, at KiwanisFamilyHouse.org, or just visit the website, KiwanisFamily.org, for anything and everything you can need. You're watching Kiwanis Connects. We'll be back with our final segment. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Hi, I'm George Miklos.
Hi, I'm Rick Upchurch.
Hi, I'm Aaron Phillips, and we are
The Round Table. Check us out.
Thursdays at 4 p.m. Pacific Time Live.
On Facebook page as well as WWDBTV. All right. Whoa, look at that. We just did a little magic act. It's like David Copperfield. Poof. All right. Yeah, so folks, you've been watching a great show regarding the Kiwanis Family House. John, why don't you take that square down until, she's back. There we go. She's back. So again, just to remind everybody, you're watching a great show about Kiwanis Family House. If you miss anything, go to our Facebook page, YouTube channel for the video afterwards, or go to Roku, download the WWDBTV network and check it out there. A lot of great information. The bottom line is, between this show and Kiwanis Family House and the show we did 2 weeks ago with our buddy Justin from Hearts and Heroes, Heroes and Hearts. Ladies and gentlemen, if you can't figure out a way to help support the people around us based on the last two shows that we've been proud to present here, get out from under your rock, people. $5, something to help with toilet paper. Come on now. We know there's no shortage.
A lot of butts.
Right, a lot of butts. No butts about it. We need toilet paper.
And it's so easy because you can, when you're doing your Amazon order, is to also have your Paula Kelly address on there. And so you send a gift to Paula every time you go on Amazon. And so it gets you 5% back and a couple extra points. And the Kiwanis Family House benefits as well by your shopping.
Paula, you be in Reno, right? And then also you come to DCMs?
Yes. So I do all the things. So I'll be in Reno at the convention, the District Education Convention, Mid-Year North, Mid-Year South. I'm happy to come to DCMs in your region. That's how Michael and I really got connected. I came out to his DCM. I just did the Division 16 DCM. I've spent 2 weeks in the South over the last month just talking to clubs and going to meetings. So I'm happy
you can send people I can send people materials. Like you send me all these flyers and things that they can use to promote it within their club as well.
Absolutely.
Val, what are the dates again of Decon in August to share with everybody? And I have a reason I'm asking that.
It's August 10th through the 12th. And so we're right after Hot August Nights. And so we'll have a number of different events going on, but Thursday to Saturday.
So, Paula, when will you be there?
Wednesday to Sunday.
Okay. So here's what I'd like to put a challenge out there. I'm notorious for doing this stuff, and I get myself in a whole lot of trouble, but with a lot of success, I might add. So here's what I'd like to propose. We're going to make a clean sweep of this one. Get my drift? Anyway, everybody, you have about 2.5 months to prepare for this. I would like to put out there, I'm going to throw in the first $20 into the till. I will be there on Thursday to host Governor Val's dinner, so I will be up there the weekend, and I want each and every one of you to come find me with your $20 bill or $5 bill. I don't really care. We're going to compile all that money, and if I have a thrifty shopper, somebody's going to go out and buy as much toilet paper as they can for whatever money that we can abscond with up to that weekend. And then at some point over the weekend, I don't care if it's a trash cans full or wheelbarrows full or whatever it is, we're going to give Paula more toilet paper than she can ever wish to have for the Kiwanis family house. So
now that's not a crappy deal.
That is not a crappy deal. That is right. This is a clean up aisle 3 kind of deal here, folks. All right.
Right.
So I got $20 in. I don't care what you put in. When I get there on Thursday prior to the dinner, you can find me at any time, and at least by Saturday, late Sunday morning, someone's going to have to go shopping, and then we'll just find out what room Paula's in, and we'll toilet paper her room in a way she never, ever expected. Now, after that, Paula, getting it home, that's a you problem. I'm sorry to say that. So
I'll have lots of help.
Okay. All right. And
Here's the challenge.
God, wait, John has a turn on your mic. You're not going to do this. John, our producer.
Okay, so here's the challenge I propose.
Uh-oh.
Let's fill up Paula's room with toilet paper so that she can't get in.
That would be cool. All right, the challenge is on.
I believe John, before he did that, he matched my donation. So you got $40 worth of toilet paper at least coming your way.
And you
I have
got
a
20
challenge.
from
Have your
me?
club do a fundraiser before then and bring her a check. That's much better than toilet paper.
Well, but toilet paper, the visual's funny.
Oh, I know, the visual goes a lot
Do a small
further.
fundraiser. Bring her $50 or $100 or $1,000.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So we'll take.
Most clubs can give $1,000. It's a worthwhile thing to give money to.
Sounds to me like Michael just put a challenge out there to clubs for $1,000 donation via check made out to Kiwanis Family House. I don't know. That's what it sounded like to me. But at least you know you got $40 coming from us here to get things rolling. So
thank you. Literally.
oh, you see Maritza's comment in there. We're not counting the rolls that you can steal from your hotel room. No, those do not count because Paula can do that on her own while she's in the hotel room. Okay, doesn't need our help.
I can go visit all of your rooms and take it too.
Oh, there you go. Oh, that's very good. Paul, this is why I love you. You're so quick. I love this. This is good. This is good. I won't finish the rest of the word. Anyway, sorry. It would have fit right in there. But all right, before we wrap up with Kiwanis Family House, it's the time of the show where Governor Val revs up that van to find out where Val is going on the road. Roadrunner every time I hear that. Take it away, Governor Val.
You know, I actually got my car back this week, and it looks absolutely beautiful. And so for many of you, it's just like my new to me car has been in the shop longer than I've actually driven it and owning it. So I'm so excited to take it on the road actually tomorrow, and I'm headed down to the Glendale Duck Splash. So I know a lot of clubs have invested in adopting ducks, and I adopted my 2 ducks from the Kiwanis Family House. And I'm hoping that one of them wins, because half of what I win, I'm going to be donating right back to the Kiwanis Family House. Not all of it. Can't do that. But I will be donating half, so my duck will win. And going from there to a governor's visit in the Northridge area. And so for those of you who don't know where Northridge is, it's one of the first clubs that I ever visited outside of my own club. And it has a long, rich history of doing amazing things. So they're sponsoring the governor's visit on Sunday. And all of next week, I get to celebrate a 100-year anniversary. Who knew? We had so many in our district. But I'll be in San Jose for their 100th anniversary. We're going to do a Roaring 20s theme. And so look out. I'm going to show you some pictures next week of my outfit. And then we'll go across the bay and go to Alameda. And so it will be a fun time to be able to celebrate their 100th anniversary. And then the Berkeley Club had celebrated their 103rd year, but we're doing it 100 with a little 3. And so they'll be doing that. And I will be in Rancho Cucamonga at the end of the week. So I get to travel and have a good time and do a lot of celebrations. So I'm very excited about where that little car is going to be taking me this next week.
Well, happy anniversary, celebration, whatever word we come up with, to all those clubs out there providing service for 100 years plus. I mean, that's tremendous. And I would love someone in one of those cities to do some sort of historical research about what the city was like before that Kiwanis Club got started, and the many things that the Kiwanis Club over the 100 years has helped develop and support for that town to flourish. I think that would be.
That research exists. We actually have a district historian who's put together all of these composites. So like each one of these clubs is put together basically their story. And wow, for some of them, they actually are the reason why there is a zoo. And so the Oakland Club and the San Jose Club have worked on a local zoo to help. It was just amazing that did not exist without Kiwanis. A number of their Christmas tree lots didn't exist without Kiwanis. And so people associate their Christmas tree and all their holiday celebrations with Kiwanis.
Nice.
That's
nice.
so cool.
All right, we're down to a couple of minutes, so I want to turn it to our guests. Michael, you have about 30 seconds. If a club or somebody's out there right now wavering about, should I get involved in Kiwanis Family House? What should I do? You would tell them what to do it.
I mean, as a parent who's been through that system, I know how much it's appreciated. We don't realize what we do for people all the time. We don't remember what we do. We do something and we move on. This is something you can do, and it just will keep giving and giving and giving. This is not a one-time program. This is a club that started this, and it just keeps going and going. It's something that's really worthwhile to show your community what we do and what we're about. You can hand them a piece of paper and say, this is another thing we do. And I think it's absolutely essential for lieutenant governors and for club presidents to get their clubs behind this and help push it further into the future and outside of the area and keep growing.
Sounds great. Paula, closing thoughts with 30 seconds before John throws something at me.
Thank you. I mean, we couldn't do what we do without the support of Kiwanians. They are the foundation to this building, very literally. And thank you to new board members like Michael, who continue to help me dream and be a visionary and live those things out in the best possible way in the values of Kiwanis.
Right on. Governor Val, tie it up in a neat bow before I destroy everything with a really bad joke.
Oh, no, but okay. As I have been traveling around, and you guys know I spend a lot of time on the road going to different places. One of the most amazing things that I have seen is the Kiwanis Family House. And I know pre-pandemic, a lot of the Kiwanis clubs actually were a part of the process. Don't be afraid by Michael's challenge. If you have $250, be a champion for the Kiwanis Family House. And that might be $10 a member. That will make a difference. And it's not just toilet paper, but toilet paper helps.
Yes.
So reach out and donate what you can, because you are making a difference every day. So thank you so much.
Right on.
Aaron, I'm going to hand it over to you for a bad dad joke, I guess.
Wow. All right. Real quickly, before I bury myself with the joke, I want, first of all, with you guys here on the line, raise your hand if you remember the Snapple commercials from back in the 80s with Wendy, the Snapple lady.
Yes.
Yes.
Then you better tune into Aaron's Hour tomorrow from 12 to 1. Wendy Kaufman, known as the Snapple Lady, Wendy the Snapple Lady, will be live in studio with me tomorrow from 12 to 1. So if you like Snapple, if you hate Snapple, if you don't even know who or what that is, we want to invite everybody. So 12 to 1 tomorrow. And a quick shout out to Peter Papa Giorgio for helping me arrange that. Wendy Kaufman, Wendy the Snapple Lady, will be with me right here, well, over there or somewhere in here with me. All right, here's my bad joke before we say goodbye. Since it is heating up all over the place, what do you call an automobile filled with water? Anybody? What do you call an automobile filled with water? It is called a carpool. With that, everybody, send your hate mail to John at No. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time right here on the Kiwanis Connect. Thank you, everybody.